After spending a long time reading and studying psychology and human nature, I'm making this video which is all about the 5 types of people you should avoid where possible. The people we surround ourselves with shape our lives in ways we often underestimate. They can inspire and elevate us, or drain and diminish us. While some relationships, such as family, may be fixed, the focus here is on voluntary relationships. Learning to spot toxic individuals early can save you from wasted time, emotional turmoil, and even long-term damage. So let's begin. The first one is the cynic. A cynic often masquerades as an intellectual. They wield skepticism like a weapon, cutting down optimistic thoughts and ideas and progress under the guise of realism and intelligence. But cynicism isn't realism, it's just pessimism dressed up to look smart. Unlike pessimists who focus on worst-case scenarios in general, cynics are particularly obsessed with the flaws and hidden agendas of people. They assume self-interest drives every action, dismissing kindness as manipulation and success as corruption. Cynicism can sometimes be a sign of intelligence, it's at least a step beyond naivety, but it's not the final step. They may be aware of the inherent flaws of individuals, but they stop there. The ideal to strive for is rational optimism, an awareness of life's difficulties while still believing in possibilities. This is a far more powerful mindset. A cynic, however, erodes your belief in possibility, and possibilities is the prerequisite for any meaningful achievement. Worse, their negativity is contagious. If you spend enough time with a cynic, you may find yourself retreating from ambition, sabotaging trust, and seeing the world through a lens that suffocates progress. A cynic might be smart, but they lack the intelligence to attain some of the most important things in life, meaning and happiness. The next one is the narcissist. We all have some level of self-interest. After all, we experience life from our own perspective. But deep narcissists take this to another level. Their world revolves around them entirely, and they see you as an extension of this. You're either an admirer, an obstacle, or irrelevant. At first, they can actually be incredibly charming. Their confidence and boldness draws people in, and they often display superficial politeness or attentiveness. But this is a performance. To a narcissist, relationships are transactional. You exist to fuel their ego. They seek admiration, not connection. Over time, you'll feel drained, like a supporting character in a story where only one person matters. If they appear nice to you or make an effort, it's either in pursuit of a goal where you play an important role in attaining it, or you are the goal itself. When a narcissist's mask slips, their reaction is often extreme: vindictiveness, cruelty, or a sudden discarding of people they once valued. Being close to them means constantly managing their expectations, avoiding their wrath, and never truly being seen. If you notice the early signs, entitlement, a lack of real empathy, and an inability to handle criticism, take these signs seriously, as it's rarely just a phase. The next one is the drama magnet. Everyone's life has moments of turbulence, but in the case of these people, a minor inconvenience is a catastrophe. A misunderstanding is a betrayal, a routine day is a setup for disaster. This is the world of a drama magnet, and if you're in it, you'll never truly be able to relax. It might be hard to understand, but some people thrive on chaos. Stability actually bores them, so they manufacture turmoil. Whether consciously or unconsciously, they escalate situations into crises, pull you into their emotional whirlwind, and make their problems your problems. They use guilt, pity, and emotional manipulation to keep you engaged, ensuring that you're always a supporting player in their latest saga. The problem with all this is that their chaos becomes your chaos. Their stresses seep into your mind, and suddenly your energy is being siphoned into the endless cycle of their theatrics. If you find yourself constantly dealing with someone else's disasters, ask yourself, is this a pattern? Because if it is, it's not a coincidence, it's a lifestyle. The next one is the perpetual victim. We all know life can be tough and filled with emotional and physical challenges, but some people take struggle and turn it into an identity. The perpetual victim refuses to take control of their circumstances, instead choosing to believe the world is against them at every turn. Every mistake or failure is a global injustice or conspiracy, and this relinquishes them of accountability. They use suffering as a currency, trading it for sympathy and excuses. They reject solutions because solutions threatens their worldview. The moment you try to help, you become part of the problem, because to them, being helpless is safer than taking responsibility. The real danger, though, is that they trap you in a cycle of rescue and resentment. You waste time trying to solve problems they secretly don't want to be fixed, and then you feel guilty for wanting to step away. But it's important to understand this. You can't help someone who refuses to be helped, and the longer you try, the more you'll sink with them. And the last one is the manipulator. Some people play life like a chessboard and treat you like you're just a piece to be moved. Manipulators don't control with force, they control with influence, deception, and subtle coercion. They study your emotions, your weaknesses, and your desires and use them to shape your actions. A compliment here, a favour there, all designed to put you in their debt. They feign vulnerability to gain trust, twist truths to plant doubts, and pull strings you didn't even realise were attached. The scariest part, though, is you often don't see it happening. By the time you realise you're being manipulated, you've already been manoeuvred into a position where resisting feels impossible. The best way to deal with a manipulator is to recognise the signs early: excessive flattery, guilt-tripping, shifting blame, and to cut the strings before they pull you further in. Spotting these toxic traits early can save you from unnecessary suffering. Pay attention to patterns, how people react to stress, how they treat others when they're not trying to impress, and how you feel around them over time. Do you feel drained? Do you feel like you're walking on eggshells? Do they demand more than they give? And perhaps the most important lesson, you can't change people who don't want to change. No amount of patience, kindness, or effort will fix someone who refuses to acknowledge their own flaws. Some of the most well-intentioned people can often fall into the trap of befriending or falling in love with these kinds of people. Sometimes it's innocent, and other times their subconscious recognizes the red flags but believes that they can fix these people. Remember though, your energy is finite. Spend it on relationships that enrich your life, not those that deplete your well-being or happiness. Recognizing toxic traits isn't about judgment, it's about self-preservation. When you learn to identify these behaviors early, you give yourself the freedom to choose better company. And better company leads to a better life. If you found this video insightful, I'd really appreciate if you could like and subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.